father was really good at in his particular generation. They don't do a bunch of talking. Him and his brothers do not do a bunch of talking. They just get about doing it. My father's almost 70. He got up on the roof. Him and his brother built something in the backyard. And he'd call me to come and help him. By the time I got down there, they was done. They just get out there and do it. That's a particular generation. But we don't pass down some of those ideas directly in words. So, other piece with college, with this generational issue, if men keep having poor success in school, they have little incentive to work harder, especially if they know that I might make more than a woman. I'm just talking about this tension here again. And little incentive for women to cultivate positive relationships with men, because they may not be, if you're buying into all the stuff that college is telling you, that guy's not doing as well in class. He's not showing up, but yet he's going to get this job. But why am I going to waste my time with a guy who's not smart as I am? And I'm putting that in quotes. Harmony is not a new challenge. Just that we've kind of lost our way. So I kind of worked you over. With judo, you got to put somebody off balance before you set them up good. So hopefully I set you up good. Let's go with some ancient wisdom. Being a psychologist, the Greek sign is psi. Also, if you go to Kemet, it's saku, or the soul. And really, as a psychologist, what I'm supposed to do, at least from the African sense of psychology, you're supposed to illuminate the soul. The reason why you're illuminating the soul is so that when life is over, their heart will be as light as a feather, and they won't tip the balance. You follow me here? I'm talking about harmony. I'm going to have to show you something just a little bit here. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but I tell my daughters they ain't ready to do this to me, at least. And I can't even get it right. But that's as old as time. Showing that I'm in control and there's nothing you have to worry about because you will get it right. I don't know about you, but my mom's about 5'2". And if I ever seen her put her hands on her hips, I knew I had to get right back in line. Right away. Now, my father may have been the head, but as you saw, I tried to move my neck. I can't do it. Both my daughters can do it. From the time they were 3 years old, they can move the neck. The woman is the neck. So a man may think he know everything, but that woman got to be there to let us get around the world. All right. Hopefully our heart will be found to be light. Well, there's 7 principles with my app. The first one is the principle of psychokinesis in the mind. This thought is the universe as a mental creation. For those that follow the Bible, in John 1:1, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. That idea that I could speak life into existence, the mind. The second principle is the principle of correspondence. As above, so below, as below, so above. This principle embodies the idea that there is always a correspondence or correlation between the laws and phenomena of the various levels of way of being in life. What that's telling me is that we're not alone, and nor are we random within the universe, nor are our relationships random and hapstance within the universe. One of the things I studied for my dissertation was social capital networks, how people come together and make connections. I have one of my fraternity brothers here tonight, and I joined this particular fraternity one Founders Day. I stood up and I gave the prayer, and then there was 5 of my father's friends, mentors, who came up to me. You got to be Art Gamble's boy. It's a small, small world, and especially among college-educated black men. The vibration is the third principle, the principle of vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates, everything is always in motion. Our hearts remember. Our hearts are always beating. Once that heart stops beating, it's pretty much over. But our heart regulates how we respond to different situations. If the mother and the baby are going through something stressful, when the baby comes out, the baby still remembers that regulation of stress. If the man and woman are together and they've made it through some stressful times, and I'm talking about my wife and I, I'm just testifying a little bit. My wife and I, we got married. I got a phone call from my graduate school program saying that they'd accepted me, but I had to come out, and we didn't have a budget. I don't know if anybody's been a psychology major up in here, but you don't generally get a good paying job to start off with. So we didn't have a clear budget or anything, but we made it happen. And I'm saying we allowed the creative universe to work with us to make sure it happened, that we got out to where we needed to go, but we worked together. Every time I seem to get a new job, there's always all this extra stuff around it, but we work together to make it happen. You got to work together to make it happen. This other piece of this vibration, everybody remembers that first kiss from somebody. And I know you're with somebody tonight, but everybody remembers that first one. Just kind of washes over in your memory. You remember the vibration. Some of y'all, I seen you got touched. You maybe remember mama's cooking. So there's two ways that really the best way to remember, at least with the brain. One is smell, the other one is the emotions. And if you got good food and a good hug, good people, you're gonna remember that and that's gonna stay with you. Kids that eat every night with their family are more likely to do better, and all the outcomes are better if they're eating every night with their family, especially if you're getting a hug, especially if they're told that they're loved. If that didn't happen for you, you got to go ahead and find ways to make it happen in order to get that harmony together. Fear and pain also stay too. So however a situation comes out or goes in, it will come out the same. So if my first love experience was rough, as soon as I start feeling those flutters of emotion again, that pain might come out again too. So what you have to do is make sure that when you feel that pain, you gotta consciously tell yourself, you don't have to go like it did before. It can be better. It can be better. And you have to remember all those positive things or start creating those positive moments and experiences and memories. If not, it's gonna come back again. Whatever the hollering or the yelling, I'm just keeping it real because I've lost family members to domestic violence. Whatever it was, that stuff comes back out. Even if you were the child who witnessed it and you swore you'd never do it, it comes out. All right, let me keep going because I can give a whole thing on the pain. The principle of rhythm. Everything has a season. And fortunately, rhythm compensates. We started off with some music. You got to get out on the good foot, as James Brown said. You got to bring it back on the one. I'm just quoting James Brown. Whether it's jazz, whether it's any of that soul, but we were able to keep, at least as far as African folk in America, and Americans in general, that's American music. We're able to keep this ancient knowledge going through that beautiful music. Sometimes you just got to play some good music to help get that harmony back. Some Teddy Pendergrass. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Anybody know about that? All right. Next principle is cause and effect. Every cause has an effect. Every effect has a cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is a name for law not recognized. And nothing escapes the law of destiny. Why do we keep fighting this situation where we're at? And I'm really talking to myself right now. To keep fighting with negativity. Acceptance. The faster you accept it. Because I'm about to tell you about this last principle. Because the faster you accept that life is just going to happen,